Hello, soul family. Welcome to this full moon lunar eclipse in Cancer. We are in the full-blown energy of this major shift. We are January 10th, 2020. For us here in the eastern part of the world, the full moon happened, I believe, at 2:20 p.m. And for the ones who live on the Pacific side, I believe it was in the morning around 11. It doesn't matter anyway. You're still going to feel this energy prior to January 10th. I'm sure you felt it. And also, because it's a double whammy, full moon and lunar eclipse, the effects of this energy prolongs for, they say, for about 6 months. So whatever comes up throughout this time, it's basically a transitional period where things need to shift, and shifts don't just happen in an instant, right? So please do pay attention to the fact that just because it's today, the general, feeling of that energy shift, it will prolong, it will bring repercussions and a big impact in your life, wherever this is hitting in your birth chart. Now, this full moon lunar eclipse in Cancer is happening in the 4th house. Now, I don't want to get too technical because I know a lot of my viewers don't really understand astrology, and maybe you're not really interested in learning, the technicals. I'm here to deliver messages that are comprehensible and that are meaningful so that you can take away these messages and heal from them and bring some sort of awareness into your world for the next 6 months. So the 4th house is all about the home. It's all about family. It's in the house of Cancer. Cancer resides in the 4th house in the astrology wheel. Cancer is all about nurturing oneself, nurturing others too. It's about finding comfort within those moments of peace. Now, it could be within your family, your soul family as well. People who are like-minded and people who you can connect with. Now, this full moon lunar eclipse is opposing a very big train of planets, all in Capricorn. Okay, so we got the full moon in Cancer opposing the Sun in Capricorn, Saturn in Capricorn, Pluto, the South Node, Mercury, Jupiter, all of these planets. There's like about 5 planets in Capricorn. Now, let me break this down for you. So overall, the energy of this full moon lunar eclipse can be very emotional. Okay, we are stepping into a portal, a doorway, a new path that is more aligned towards energies, people, places, things that we are more connected to. Now, when I talk about connection is from the heart, guys, and Cancer is all about feeling things from the heart. Cancer rules the home. Home is where the heart is. Where do you feel the most connected to in your life? Things might have shifted in the last 6 to 7, 8 months, or even in the last 35 years. For some of you who have been alive in the last 35 years, the last time that Pluto and Saturn met up was 35 years ago. So on January 12th, this energy is coming together again, and it is opposing that full moon lunar eclipse energy. So what is it telling me? It's telling me that there's going to be a lot of closure, closings, conclusions, bringing things to a close, wrapping things up in certain aspects of your life that have happened in the last 35 years. Now, for a lot of you, you might be feeling this pressure, right? So the moon is opposing, again, all of this Capricornian energy. Capricorn is all about, work, hard work, lessons, dedication, things that we need to put our our sweat into, right? It's a lot of pressure. It represents, you know, revolution, restriction, structure, foundation. Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. And so Saturn here is thinking about the long term. It's thinking about, okay, we've come to this point in time where we got to look at the issues, the things that are no longer working in our life. So wherever this energy is, you know, impacting you, in your family, in your career, in the way you present yourself to the world, you know, this is where it's asking you to pay attention so that you can formulate a new way of being. Now, this full moon lunar eclipse is really, I feel like a lot of astrologers are saying it's very personal. It's a very personal time where we need to take a look at our own patterns. Okay, now these are old patterns, old belief systems that maybe you have implemented, that you've been following because it was just the way to go. That's how it was, you know, that's what everyone did. However, we're stepping into the overcoming and breaking away from all that. Okay, so this is what the energy of the full moon lunar eclipse is telling us. It's how can I break away from old karmic ways of being that no longer conform to who I am, that's no longer connected, that I don't no longer feel a connection to. Okay, so I am reading my notes down here. So Cancer, like I said, is all about what are we connected to, and it's a very emotional sign. So if you know a lot of Cancers, they might be feeling it. It's a very sensitive time, and it's asking us to go within and feel our feelings, to understand what is it that I need to break away from in order to feel that connection, in order to bring more of that into my life, in order to call in whatever it is that I am so desperately wanting at this point in my life. Okay, Saturn again. So we're looking at Saturn and Pluto, you know, coming together on January 12th, and it's building up, we're building up towards that, and the South Node. So there's, and again, everything is in Capricorn. So everything is telling us, you know, what needs to be dismantled, what needs to be, what do we need to walk away from and break away from at this point? You know, Pluto is all about transformation. Pluto in Capricorn wants to transform, wants to heal all of this ancestral wounding that we've been bringing into our present. These old karmic patterns, these old habits that we've been following, that we've been going through in the last 35 years or maybe 10 years for some of you. It's all about getting away from that. So really it's about breaking away, shedding the parts of ourselves, because again, it's a very individual, personal journey that this energetic shift is targeting. It's very personal. Why does it need to be personal? Because if you don't know what it is that you want to align with, if you don't know yourself, your authentic truth, what speaks to you, then you can't connect with people, places, and things. Okay, so it's about understanding what it is that you're feeling in the moment in order to understand what it is that you need from your job, from the people in your life, from your family members, from whatever it is. Okay, so yeah, there's a lot of transformational energy with Pluto and the South Node and Saturn, and you know, the moon it's bringing that tension. It's like, okay, well, what do I need to break away from something that's no longer working, but how do I do it? Again, go within. Finding peace in what brings you peace, what brings you calm and peace in your life. It is also about relinquishing control, because Cancer is very feminine energy, whereas Saturn is more about control, right? Saturn and the moon is opposing one another with the sun. So it's putting a spotlight on things that we can't control anymore as well. How can we relinquish this control and go back to our inner heart, our inner truth? Now, there's so much potential in the air, guys. There is a lot of potential. Jupiter being there. The sun today is coming conjunct with Mercury. So Mercury is a planet of communication and awareness and thoughts. So it's really putting a spotlight, and it's helping bring awareness to what? To this new perspective, this new way of seeing things, this new mindset, this new reality. Getting stuck in the old is going to keep you really, really stagnant in this new era, in this new decade. So we're trying to figure out what's next with the sun conjoined Mercury today. And again, the sun is opposing the moon, so it might bring up some emotional situations. It might bring up something that's difficult to manage emotionally, but you got to feel it to heal it, right? That's what Pluto's doing. Pluto is coming in and transforming and redirecting your attention towards within, because there's a rebirth happening. There's a death and a rebirth of the old way of being, the old structures, which is Saturn in Capricorn. So we might be in this state where we're trying to, figure out what's next. Maybe some of you might be thinking of moving, changing career paths, disconnecting from family members, disconnecting from friends or whoever, who was a part of your inner circle. So you're trying to figure out, okay, what moves to take. Maybe you went back to school. Maybe you're taking a different route when it comes to your studies. Everyone is in a different boat here. However, you're not going to see the results as fast as you'd like. So maybe you want a relationship and you're trying to align with that. The results won't come as quickly as maybe they came in the past, 10 years ago, okay? Why do I say that? Is because in 2020, we're going to have a lot of retrogrades. Now, a retrograde is when a planet moves in the opposite direction for about 3 to 4 weeks. So let's say a month, okay? Because there's a pre-retrograde transition and then there's the post. So that energy, you feel it before, during, and after, unfortunately. So what does a retrograde mean? It's essentially telling you, slow down. We're going backwards. So when Mercury goes retrograde, when Mars goes retrograde, it's like we're thinking, we're reevaluating, we're not taking action. We're reevaluating, we're reassessing. We're given this opportunity from God, from the universe, from the stars, to sit back and look, okay, what's up here? What's going on? What do I have to reassess? Is it something about me? Is it something about my situation? Do I have to look more into the details? Yeah, probably. That's what retrogrades are for. So it might slow down the process. It might slow down, the results. So you might not get to where you want to be in that fast energy that maybe you're used to. Okay, so patience is a virtue, guys, in 2020. I'm telling you, I'm feeling it already. What else would I'd like to oh yes, the full moon is making a nice aspect to Neptune. So Neptune is the planet of, it rules Pisces. It's the planet of intuition and dreams and illusions and spirituality and peace. So you might be getting a lot of intuitive hits where you're like, oh my God, I feel like there's something up, there's something wrong. You're feeling things. You're like, oh, okay, my intuition is really on point here. My dreams are coming in strong and telling me something. I'm not too sure what it is, but there's some type of awareness that's being brought to you. And it's allowing you to look at things differently from a spiritual understanding, from the understanding of, I can't control things. I can't control the 3D world. Therefore, I'm going to allow my intuition to show me the way. And maybe it might not be as fast and as clear as I want it to be, but I'm going to go with it. So this is what this Neptune aspect here with the full moon is trying to push the collective. So If you're following me and you're following other astrologers, you're just following tarot readers, just people in the spiritual community, and you're being drawn to people like me, then it's for a reason. It's because my spirit is trying to call you into that intuitive, imagination. Start to use your inner navigation system to really guide you and be easy on yourself. Okay, guys? So understanding why I had to go through all these trials and tribulations. This is what the awareness of Mercury and the sun here today is trying to tell you, is trying to show you. And maybe emotions might come up. When it comes to relationships, now there's no aspects with any planets or signs that have to do with relationships, but relationships in 2020 with this type of an energy, we're being forced to really align with people who allow us to be in harmony with who we are. So the only way your relationship basically can work is that you and this other person, you and this other energy are an energetic match. You respect their mission, their purpose in life, their perspective, and they respect yours. So you're both in your own lane. You both maintain your sovereignty, your individuality. You both respect each other's mission and purpose. So there's this sense of codependency that needs to be shed in the collective when it comes to relationships. So if you're depending on your partner, you're depending on a friend or whoever it is in the dynamic when it comes to relationships, in order to be happy, if you're waiting for that hit, like a drug addict is waiting just for that hit, then it's going to bring you a lot of resistance. It's going to bring you a lot of problems because it's not allowing you to go and fill up your own cup. You need to fill up your own cup before you're able to reach out and grab the other cup. Because if I don't know my value and my worth in my own cup that I have to offer, then how can I reach out into your cup? Or if I don't fill up my own cup, if I don't see my own worth, then how can I do that for you? How can I, there's this reciprocity, there's this giving and receiving also that goes in this idea of harmony in relationships. But all I'm trying to say here is that your partner, the people in relationships, both parties need to have their own individual purpose, their own individual meaning, okay, if that makes sense. So when you come together, you're just complementing each other, okay? It's coming from a place of wholeness, where you're not coming from a place, I need you to fill up this part of myself that is empty. I need you to get to this place in my life. I need you to treat me a certain way because I don't know how to treat myself that way. So this is where relationships will clash, okay? The ones that are in this disharmony. What else did I want to mention before I get into the cards? Yeah, like I said, brings up issues with codependency. If you're going to connect with people, which is a great, Mercury's conjunct the sun, and there's a lot of mercurial energy in the air. We all want to communicate. We all want to talk about our feelings, right? Because we're in Cancer. The moon is in Cancer. We all want to talk about what makes us feel connected to one another, right? Make sure you do this with people who have the same mentality as you. People who have like-minded ways of living. People who have energies that lift you up. Okay, so maybe you might have to ignore some of those calls and those text messages and those emails that are coming from people that just somehow bring in a lot of fear into your energetic field. Okay, so this is something that I've had to work on recently. So we cannot control how others act, right? We cannot control how others come into our field. But we can control what comes into our field. We can't control how they act in their own field. But we are given this strength, this power to control our own bubble. So just be careful, guys. There's a sense of protection that's coming into my awareness right now. You got to protect yourself. So be careful with whom you hang out with whom you share information with. A lot is being brought to your attention, and I've been getting this a lot in my daily readings. Just be careful. A lot of things are being revealed to a lot of you, okay? What else did I want to mention? Yes. Now, this full moon also, lunar eclipse, is bringing attention to things that no longer will serve you in the long term. Why? Because it's opposing Saturn in Capricorn, Pluto in Capricorn, all this Capricornian energy. Saturn is all about long term. Where you are at and what you are bringing into your life and what you're connecting with, ask yourself, is this serving your highest and best good for the long term? Okay, think long term when it comes to what you're connecting with or whom you're connecting with. Long term, that's one of my keywords here. Yes, so these long-term goals or these long-term, objectives, you have this target point. Please connect with these long-term objectives that help you maintain your sovereignty, your personal priorities. Now, healing should be one of your personal priorities, gang. Okay, shadow work. So if the relationship you're in or the connections you're in are not helping you maintain that healing work, that shadow work, it's gonna lead to problems. Okay, so what else? We want to see things so like I said, a lot of us are gonna want to see things happening. We want results quickly, happening externally to us, right? Externally in our life. But we really have to surrender to this new way of being more internal when it comes to the results. How can I go within myself to align with what I want to manifest? Because our outer world is a direct reflection of our inner world. So whatever we're feeling fear and self-doubt, well then you can take all the action steps you want and say all the affirmations you want, but if you're not feeling deep down worthy, valuable to that whatever you are trying to call in, then that's where the hit or miss will come, the blockage will come. So you got to really go within and feel like you are worthy of whatever it is. And the actions outside of you that you take, your patterns, your habits, have to be a direct reflection of how you feel about yourself. If you feel great about yourself and you think you're badass and you think that you can really overcome obstacles, if you really do feel it, then it's going to be the outside world, your outside world will be a direct reflection of that. But it has to start from within. So this is what one of my notes was saying. Yeah, so again, many retrogrades. There's a lot of slowdowns, time to really slow down and review and reflect and reassess this year. So if things seem like they're not moving forward, it's because those retrogrades are telling you to go back and see. There's some adjustments that need to be made. I think I'm going to end the astrology part there, guys. I think I really I really touched all important aspects of this lunar eclipse full moon that we are in. And let's get into the overall messages of my cards here. For some of you that don't know me, I always like to learn more. Okay, astrology is a part of what I like to teach. It's also a direct it's a very straightforward way of understanding what's going on in the stars, and then it helps us understand what's going on internally, and then as a result you can be like, oh, okay, and you can connect with other people. It's really fun. Astrology is an amazing, you know, science, art, whatever it is, that helps us connect with others, because it helps us not only understand ourselves, but it helps us understand others. Okay, because everybody shifts in a different way in these types of energetic aspects in the air. So, but as a collective, you can see that there is a lot of patterns that a lot of people are having to understand. So I like to do the astrology, I like to do the tarot, but I also am being called to do healing work. So understanding what energy points in your energy field are in disharmony. Okay, so that starts with the chakras first and foremost. So I am using the energy oracle cards. So I asked Spirit, you know, what does my collective who's watching, my viewers who are watching me, need to heal? What do we need to bring awareness to my collective about their healing? What do you need to heal? Because if you don't heal, then there's more of what hurts. There's more of the shadows and you know, things that broke you that will come into your awareness this not only this month, in the next 6 months or in the next year, right? So let's pay attention to what needs to be healed. So we're in Cancer, right? The new moon, I keep on saying the new moon, but I feel like the new moon that happened in Capricorn at the end of December is also playing its role here. Because new moons and eclipse, because that was an eclipse as well, usually, again, impact us for 6 months, eh? So I keep saying new moon. They're like, yeah, the new moon too. Oh, okay. So the heart chakra. A lot of you need to do some deep healing in the heart chakra. Now, what's the heart chakra? You see, we have Archangel Raphael. Archangel Raphael is the healer, is the archangel for healing. Now, healing the heart. The heart is where emotions come from. A lot of you have been suppressing your emotions. So either you're suppressing your emotions, or so you're not paying attention to them, right? And as a result, you can't acknowledge other people's emotions when you don't pay attention to your own emotions. That's just how it works. You're afraid to really go deep and feel that pain, okay? So that's just one issue that I'm seeing for a group of you. And then another group of you, it's the other extreme where you're giving too much. It's like there's this sense of control that needs to be like relinquished. Like you're just controlling too much, and you're trying to make everyone happy and everyone balanced, but you're forgetting about filling up your own cup. So you see how that works? It's either we're in one of the extremes. Either we're giving, we're expressing too much, we're trying to please everyone and being their emotional support system, or either we're just taking a step back, a real big one, and we're just suppressing our emotions, and as a result we can't heal and feel them. So this is what the fourth chakra, heart chakra, is. So this is what they're telling me, that you guys really need to start healing that heart chakra. Now, I do see the fifth chakra, which is Archangel Gabriel. The fifth chakra is the throat chakra. Throat chakra, what does that tell me? We need to heal the way we express our emotions. How we express the heart chakra, our emotional world needs to be open. You need to be honoring your feelings and talking about your feelings, and you know, not everyone deserves to hear about our feelings. This I agree with. This is why I keep saying break away from the people, places, and things, and habits and patterns. This is what the astrology is saying, that don't allow you to do this, guys. This is what it's saying. Break away, walk away. Here we go. My spirit guides are always on point with the energy. Now, breaking away from things and people and situations that don't allow us to really go deep and honor, because our feelings are a part of who we are in the 3D, okay? So we incarnated into this body with feelings. You know, the more we numb them, the more problems that come with it, because there's a lot of trauma that still needs to be healed. And probably this full moon, and again the new moon, these eclipse energies, eclipses is eclipsing something out. It's also telling you pay attention, or removing something because you're not paying attention and you're not healing it the way it's supposed to be healed, because you're always in this indecisive mode, in this, I don't know, I'm not sure. Yes, you're sure. You know your truth. You know your truth. On which way to go. Fear. There's a lot of fear that's attached to this. And doubt. The big D's. Doubt and indecision here. Indecision. Envy. Okay, a lot of you, this is what's blocking you, and this is what needs to be healed. Maybe you're envious or jealous. You see here, this person is in the dark here. He's really in his shadow side. The envious, that's a low vibrational energy to be in, right? Envy, jealousy. When we're comparing ourselves, you are on your own journey, guys. This is something I had to learn as well. As soon as I put myself in my own lane and really blocked out the energies, the low vibrational energies coming from other people, okay? As soon as I did that, I was able to attract people who were exactly in my vibration, who respected my vibration, who respected who I was, because we all understood what it was to come into our power and to support another being that is not afraid to be in their own lane. So a lot of you are still carrying this, or maybe these are people, places, and things that you're hanging around with, guys. People who are very envious and jealous and compare each other, and this is what forms this harmony. Okay, stay in your own lane. You don't need to be like others. You are unique the way you are. You were brought to this world. Your soul is living a human experience so that you can step into your own experience. We're all experiencing something different, but yes, we can connect with people who are like-minded. But now these are not people who are like-minded. These are people who are just finding a way to control others by feeling better about themselves, by knowing that others are not as well as them, not as abundant as them. You have to be careful who you're hanging out with, guys. Something else that needs to be healed. The adjacent possibilities card came through here. Yeah, so what they're telling me is that what needs to be healed is the fact that a lot of my viewers here are not being open to the possibilities. You're just stuck. You're stuck in this. Well, how come I can't have that, what they have? How come they're moving quicker? Or maybe you're talking to people who are very envious and jealous, because I got some of that too. Okay, a lot of people around me, you know, they don't say that they're jealous, but you get that feeling like, okay, you just want to bring me down, because someone who wants what's best for you won't bring you down, won't doubt you. People who want your good are going to uplift you. Trust me. Now, it's believing that there are other possibilities out there, other options, other situations that have much more potential than what you're focused on. There's a narrow-mindedness that comes with these two cards. We're stuck in some type of a roadblock here that's not allowing us to see the big picture. Okay, what do I want to do? We're already at 34 minutes. We're gonna just probably get some messages from the tarot. What will this full moon, lunar eclipse in Cancer bring to the viewers, to my viewers, the viewers who are who are watching me, who will be watching me. The ones who are open and receptive to truth, to messages of truth and healing. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yep, exactly what I've been saying. We are breaking away. We are cutting out the Queen of Swords. Libra, Gemini, Aquarius energy. She cuts out everything that is not serving her. Okay? That's not aligned with her. Things that have been bullshit. Things that have not been coming correct. The Queen of Swords says, if you want to get with me, you come correct. This is what you're supposed to be doing. And moving forward with the Chariot, a lot of you are stuck in the past, in old ways. The Chariot says we are moving forward. Some of you need to be cutting out a Cancer in your life. Sorry, Cancer. Or maybe this is you, the Cancer. Because there's some type of moving away, or a lot of you will be moving or traveling, relocating, Six of Swords, towards something that is a new beginning, fresh new start, more long-term, more committed, more solid, more balanced. The King of Pentacles, yes, can be this person who's coming to offer stability. He's very good with his finances. It's an energy of long-term stability. Abundant. But there needs to be this walking away from things that are not fulfilling us. Remember, this full moon, am I going to get it right? But I'm feeling like they're saying new because the new plus full moon is the combination of all these energies. If we don't walk towards something that is allowing us to open doors of possibility, then we remain stuck. Then this is when we can't start a new chapter, a new cycle that is more abundant and long-term, that brings us results in the long term. Now, we won't see those, like I said, some of you might not see the results very quickly, and as fun as you know, we're all making it sound here, but it's about you setting your sails. That's what I'm getting now, and I'm not a boater. Setting your sails in the right direction. What other messages of truth and healing does my collective need to know? Yeah. Staying in the light. Staying in the light. There's going to be a lot of fear with this Capricorn and Pluto. There's a lot of fear in the air. What are we going to do? Am I going to have enough money? Stay in the light. Remain positive. One more, please. Cancer energy, listen to your intuition. This is what I've been saying. Really go with your gut. Don't listen to people on the outside. This is what they're saying. In order to stay in the light, to stay positive, to have a more positive outlook about where you're supposed to be headed, because there is some movement coming in for some. And lots of doors will be open and new opportunities will come up. You need to stay within your own inner guidance, your own navigation system. Your sails are your sails. Not anyone else can touch your sails, okay? I'm going to leave you with that, guys. I am wishing you a beautiful lunar full moon eclipse in Cancer, and I will catch you on the next one. Please take care.